Ever since Universal announced the end of Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit last year, we all wanted to know what's going to take its place on this awesome front and center plot of land. Now we know, it's Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, and it's set to open in 2027. This is drawing mixed reactions, and I think some of that's not fair. So let's talk about why this is awesome, and why some people say it's not. Let's start with what rubbed people the wrong way. Why would they reuse the Hollywood Drift theme? This is a play on Tokyo Drift, the third movie in the Fast and Furious franchise, and it made sense to name the coaster Hollywood Drift, in Hollywood. This new coaster in Orlando is going on the Rip Ride Rockit plot in the New York section of the park, so maybe they could have gone with like Manhattan Drift. That would have worked, but maybe to keep their branding consistent, they just said, let's stick with Hollywood. After all, there is a Hollywood section of the park that's not far away, so as I always like to say, close enough. This is a nitpick and obviously not very important in the grand scheme of things. Here's why it's awesome. This is going to be very similar to the coaster opening in Hollywood, obviously. I say, this is the best looking coaster in 2026. But before you roll your eyes and moan and groan about clones, this will not be a clone. It'll just use the same spinning car ride system and be from Intamin. This one seems like it'll have a swing launch and a switch track. The park not sharing a lot of details, but already saying it'll have a 170-foot spike. The coaster in Hollywood is built on a hillside. This is on a flat plot of land, so obviously it has to be different, and it gives them a lot of options. Albeit, the land is very narrow, so it's going to have to be linear. That spinning seems like it'll be controlled, simulating drifting, almost like Intamin's version of a mock extreme spinner, and I'm all about that. So, if you were wondering what Universal had up their sleeve from the Rip Ride Rockit plot, I'd say this is the best case scenario. They're not going to get a Giga or an RMC hybrid. They're going to get something they can theme, and the more extreme it is, the better. Universal has done an amazing job getting top-notch thrills as of late. I know some people wanted a mock extreme spinner here, so here's the next best thing. And who knows, maybe even better. Also, a positive note, the opening of Hollywood Drift will spell the end of Fast and Furious Supercharged, the meme-worthy simulator I got to ride last year. The actors in the pre-show were funny, but aside from that, I just gotta say. So bye! Let's end this short video by going over some of the buy or sell entries we've had over the past 2 years, looking at what will replace Rip Ride Rockit and see where I was right and wrong. Starting with episode 30, June 2024, before we knew Rip Ride Rockit was gonna close. Spider Waffle. Universal replaces Rip Ride Rockit with an SNS 4D or a mock extreme spinner. The last year, the rumors of Rip Ride Rockit's demise have been running hot, and even though I've always loved it, I can totally see it being torn out. It's already 15 years old, it's had a good run. Most people have negative things to say about it. Universal is loading up with amazing new state-of-the-art coasters, and Rip Ride Rockit is kinda old school. We talked about the 4D coaster, and even though I can see it coming back at some point, I don't think it's coming here. I'm buying this for the Mock Rides Extreme Spinner. This seems like an awesome plot for a coaster like Ride to Happiness. A launch spinning coaster, they can theme it to whatever they want, enclose some of it. And this is Universal. They have some of the deepest pockets in the entire industry. They can afford it, no problem. It can use the same linear plot. It can go over footpaths. It would be a good extreme replacement for their one extreme coaster. It just makes too much sense. I'd be sad to see Rip Ride Rockit go, but if we can get a Ride to Happiness style coaster here, I'd be down for it. We got the Intamin version of this mock model, and everything I said I would be super psyched for seems to be coming true. I wasn't talking about a swing launch, but that's just an added bonus. I probably shouldn't have bought this, given the next entry even before that, episode 26, February 2024. I liked Intamin's prospects in the Universal chain. Ike TV. Universal will continue to work with Intamin for years to come. Some of the other chains abandoned Intamin over the last 10 years, but Universal has gone all in. Escape from Gringotts in 2014, then Hagrid's in 2019. That was a very risky coaster. You got 7 launches, a bunch of trains all going at once, a switch track, a drop track. There were a billion things that could have gone wrong, but Universal was happy and they ordered Velocicoaster 2 years later. They also have a new Intamin coming to Epic Universe when that opens next year, and they have the Fast and Furious coaster coming to the Hollywood Park. I'm buying this. Universal can't afford Intamin. They've shown long-term interest in Intamin. Nothing Intamin has done has made them mad yet, and although we know they're working with other manufacturers, including 2 coasters from Mock Rides coming to Epic Universe, I'd be stunned if they don't keep buying from Intamin. That was a good prediction, but if we fast forward to a year ago, episode 37 in January 2025, it gets even better. Braden Mooney. The Intamin replacing Rip Ride Rockit will be the same as Hollywood Drift. There has been some paperwork filed about a new Intamin project coming to Universal Orlando, and we just saw permits that Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit would be removed. So let's tie those two together and assume a new Intamin coaster will be taking the spot on Universal's Main Street. I'm buying this, not only being the same model, but having the same theme. It seems like a Fast and Furious themed coaster would fit in very well in the front of the park. I know, they have Fast and Furious Supercharged, but who cares? They can have two, or get rid of that one. Launched, inversions, maybe having a helix where the cars drift. This will obviously have a different layout, not being built on the side of a hill, but it can be the same basic ride. The two American Universal parks share a lot in common. Revenge of the Mummy, Wizarding World, Transformers 3D, Simpsons, E.T. It makes a lot of sense to share this also, and it doesn't seem like a coincidence that Intamin is involved with both parks at the same time. If it's not a coaster like Hollywood Drift, a coaster like the one going to Russia's Dream Island seems like a perfect fit. The vertical launch coaster. It looks a lot like Rip Ride Rockit, so it would fit on that plot. The only thing is, Velocicoaster is right next door, so are they going to put it in a coaster that has a lot of the same characteristics? Intamin launch with a top hat and inversions. This can happen if they theme it enough, but that leads me back to Hollywood Drift. Those spinning or drifting cars would make this quite different. If they go with a more traditional Intamin launch coaster, there's also rumors about a Ghostbusters theme. That would work really well in that spot also, but I'd put that as a secondary choice. It's also possible this isn't a coaster at all, and they'll replace Rip Ride Rockit with something else. But I think there's too much evidence that leads me to think this will be an Intamin coaster replacement. I mentioned a 170-foot spike. That's going to be the ride's max height. And that brings me back to episode 33 in September 2024. I think this announcement backs up this entry also. This guy, once again, you know who you are. Universal will never build a coaster over 200 feet. Universal has built 30 coasters across 7 parks, and so far they have not cracked the 200-foot mark. They really haven't come that close either. I think Rip Ride Rockit is the tallest. That's 167 feet tall, and this is the type of coaster where they could top 200 feet. Not super themed, mostly, if not entirely outdoors. And still, they chose to stay under 200 feet. Look at Hollywood Dream at Universal Japan. That's a B&M Hyper, a model that's almost always over 200 feet, but only stands at 144 feet. That seems to be the best indicator that they will not cross the 200-foot mark. I'm buying this. I wonder if it's just a space issue, or if Universal thinks a tall coaster would stand out too much. Maybe kill the aesthetic of the park. I don't think it's about being too thrilling. They've built plenty of A+ extreme coasters. It could just be about looks, and they want to keep everything at a moderate size and keep it with a good setting. This doesn't mean it'll never happen, but I think it advances my theory that Universal wants to keep it low and has no desire to crack the 200-foot mark. Last one, episode 43, July 2025. A subjective one, and something people will be arguing for years to come. This guy, you know who you are. Rip Ride Rockit's replacement will become the best coaster in Florida. Yes, Rip Ride Rockit is going away. Its last day is August 17th, and it's a sad day in coaster history. Well, maybe. Universal has an awesome track record of adding coasters as of late. Sometimes you think these family-friendly chains are going to build family-friendly coasters, but no, not Universal. They have deep pockets, and they build some of the greatest coasters in the world. Florida alone has 2 in my top 10. Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure, and Stardust Racers at Epic Universe. And when you look at what Intamin is building over at Universal Studios Hollywood, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, and when you consider Intamin is involved in the project, we're probably looking at something similar. We're talking launches, inversions, airtime, good theming, and probably a long ride. This is a long and skinny plot of land, and this seems perfect for the Intamin vertical launch coaster. It even looks like Rip Ride Rockit, just more modern and should offer a better ride experience, at least a more pleasant one. All that being said, I'm selling it being the best in Florida, but not for a lack of effort. It may end up being the best coaster in 45 states, but when you consider the 2 Universal coasters I just mentioned, plus Iron Gwazi over at Busch Gardens Tampa, this would have to be unbelievable to crack my top 3, but I won't doubt Universal. They've been doing amazing things, especially as of late. After this announcement, I think it has a real shot, but I got 2 coasters in my top 5 that hail from not just Florida, but from the Universal Orlando Resort. So that's a tall task, and I'm sticking to this sell. That being said, look at all the people who rank Ride to Happiness #1 overall. That means it's got a shot. So that's all I got. Let me know what you think about Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, the Florida version. Do you like its theme? What do you wish they had used instead? Can you think of a better coaster option they could have gone with? And whatever else you have on your mind, sound off in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, and if you're new here and love coasters, please give me a sub. I want to thank my Patreons. If you want bonus access, bonus content, and have your name listed at the end of each video, check my links below and join. Also, check out my second channel where I post copyright-free off-ride footage. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.